Before we start the video, I have a bit of a speech issue. Please don't bring it up. I already know. Any comments about it will be deleted. Welcome to a new series I made. I like to call Rants. It's a series where I just rant about the things I like for a while. Today it's something I like talking about in general. The history of Sonic. The very, very weird history of Sonic. We'll be going through all three eras. The classic era, the adventure era, and the modern era, discussing everything in between. Let's get started with what started it all. The classic era. Side note, I'm not very familiar with the classic games, as I mostly play the adventure and modern era games. I will try my best with the classic segment, though. Please feel free to correct me if I mess up any details. It all started June 23rd, 1991, when Sonic 1 released. It immediately swept across the world, eliminating the competition, or lack of. Their only real competitor was Nintendo. Its fast speed and personality had everyone hooked. The very next year, Sonic 2 released, introducing Sonic's foxy friend Tails. From there, the games kept coming out, each being better, or worse if you think that, than the last. We got Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as well as Sonic CD. These two games brought the characters Knuckles and Amy Rose into the series. Things are going well for Sega and Sonic, and that's when they decided to get adventurous. The joke was terrible, I'm sorry. In 1998, Sega released Sonic Adventure, the first 3D Sonic game. This gives Sonic a new look, with darker blue quills and green eyes. People say Sonic had a rough transition to 3D, and I say it's nonsense. They give Sonic a new move to make up for a depth perception, that being the homing attack. A few years later, in 2001, Sonic Adventure 2 was released, and with it brought two fan favorites, Shadow and Rouge. This game will become a favorite among fans, including me, and it still gets talked about to this day. Its console, however, the Dreamcast, wasn't getting the same treatment. People began switching to different consoles, such as the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation, and the future wasn't looking good for it. This is when Sega decided to pull the plug. They would no longer make consoles and were now a third-party company. That's how it's been ever since. It wasn't an entirely bad change. I mean, look what we've got now. (2004), the year the first Sonic game came out that was not a Sega console, Sonic Heroes. It was released on the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. The game was taken well, and it looked like despite not making consoles anymore, Sega wasn't stopping making games anytime soon. But these next few years would become Sega's experimental ones, with new concepts for Sonic games that still don't sit right with some Sonic fans today. In 2005, Sega released Shadow the Hedgehog. It was a drastic change for the Sonic games, being darker and edgier than before. Things only get stranger from here, with Sega releasing the infamous Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, being dubbed Sonic 06 by the fandom. This game had so many concepts that failed, and the gameplay was extremely buggy. Not to mention, the ending was just plain weird. Ugh. The next year marked the beginning of the Storybook series, with Sonic and the Secret Rings. This series led Sonic into the worlds of stories to fix them. These also bring about new control schemes, with Sonic and the Secret Rings being an auto-runner, using the Wii remote to move left and right. After that, we got Sonic Unleashed in 2008. Sorry, I just love that game so much, as if you couldn't tell from my channel. I won't talk about it for long in order to control myself, but I will touch on some details. I had two versions, one for the Wii and PlayStation 2, and one for the Xbox and PlayStation 3. The big complaint about the game was the day and night gimmick. At night, Sonic would transform into a werehog, a combination of a werewolf and a hedgehog. These werehog levels had a completely different playstyle than regular Sonic, being about defeating enemies and platforming, while regular Sonic was about going fast. Okay, I think I've gone on about Sonic Elite for long enough. In 2009, we will get Sonic and the Black Knight, the second game in the Storybook series. This game's control scheme involves Sonic wielding a sword, which will be used by swinging the Wii remote. This game was also no longer an auto-runner, this time using the nunchuck to move. This title would be called the Dark Ages by Sonic fans. I'm just wondering why. Sure, some games were strange, like Sonic 06 and Secret Rings, but also got games like Unleashed and Black Knight. Why is this group of games called Dark Ages? They actually had charm to them, unlike games like Burning Forces. Why are they the Dark Ages? What the Sorry, lost my cool there. But buckle up, it is downhill from here. In 2010, Sonic Colors released. Things started to change with the old cast of voice actors being replaced, but there was also a new gimmick introduced in the form of the Wisps. Remember that, it'll be important later. Oh yeah, and Sonic War came out, but we won't talk about that. The next year, in 2011, Sonic Generations released to celebrate Sonic's 20th anniversary. This game took stages from the past games and put them all together, making a story around modern and classic Sonic traveling across time to save their friends. 2 years later, 2013 brought the release of Sonic Lost World. This one of the Sonic games started to get weird, and not in the fun way. They were just absurd. For some reason, this game brought the Wisp gimmick back for no reason whatsoever, and the story just felt so off. But it only gets worse from there. The next year brought out a successful attempt to reboot the franchise in the form of Sonic Boom. It got free games and a TV show for some reason. All the characters' designs had been changed, and it just felt lifeless. The show was fun, and I actually enjoyed it at times. I can't say the same thing for the games. The plot was odd, nothing made sense at all, and the glitches. I don't know where to start with those. This reboot obviously failed, so Sega ditched the Boom series and returned the regular Sonic. And by returning the regular Sonic, we ended up getting Sonic Forces. Ugh! What can I even say for this part? This game is 45 minutes long, all the characters' personalities were assassinated, and Classic Sonic is there for some reason? And the Wisps were there too? What was even going on? This game could have been amazing, but Sega just put little to no effort into it. The avatar, the story, it could have been awesome if they just put some care into it. At this point, fans were devastated, and rightfully so, but there was hope. In 2019, rumors began of a potential Sonic movie. People were excited and eagerly awaited the trailer, but the promo photos came and people were disturbed. That didn't look like Sonic. But people had hope that was just the way the photo looked, and that would look better in the movie. And then the trailer dropped. And so did people's hopes. Everyone hated the design. That was not Sonic at all. People immediately started making videos, posts, anything about how terrible it was. Sonic fans had given up all hope. It was the end. After the disasters that were brewing the forces, and now this, it was the end of the franchise. Sonic was over. But not for long. After the first trailer dropped and everyone started hating on the design, something unthinkable happened. The crew listened. They removed the trailer and announced they would be redesigning Sonic. People were skeptical, but awaited the new design. The day came, the remade trailer came out. We had won. Sonic was back. The new design looked amazing. Sure, the movie was delayed until February 2020, but it was just a small setback to fix everything. On February 14th, 2020, the Sonic movie came out. It was a hit and a sequel was in production, with Tails and Knuckles entering the movie universe. Sonic was making a comeback. A new show was coming out called Sonic Prime, and a new Sonic game was coming called Sonic Frontiers. He was back. It had taken a while, but Sonic had returned. As I'm writing the script, it's August 24th, 2024, and Sonic X Shadow Generations comes out in 2 months, with Sonic 3 coming out in December. Everyone eagerly awaits a Sonic 3 trailer, and I cannot be more excited. This is a great time to be a Sonic fan. So while I was editing this, a trailer came out, and I don't know how to feel about it. Not like I'm saying the trailer was a bad thing, I absolutely loved it. Just, I was in the middle of editing this. I had already written the script and everything. I don't know how to feel about it. But I love the trailer and I'm so excited for the third movie. So that's the first episode of Unleashed Rants. I've had this idea for a while, and I'm excited to finally get this out there. And don't worry about that community post, it's still coming along. Got any guess of what it could be? While it gets worked on, I may be appearing on another channel, so get ready for that fun little adventure. I hope you enjoy it, and Unleashed Girly out.